It's been a while since my last video, so first off, I hope everyone had a fantastic New Year's and your 2024 is already off to a great start. At least, I hope it's going a lot better than it is for Alabama fans. I took some time off during the holidays, so of course that means there was a lot of action in the transfer portal. There were some pretty big names that switched schools during the holidays, and if you were busy with friends and family, you could have missed a couple of these big moves. So let's get you caught up on the latest moves that went down in the transfer portal. Before we get to today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. This first one happened right before Christmas, but I didn't have a chance to do a video on it. Former Texas quarterback Malik Murphy announced he'd be transferring to Duke. Murphy is the highest ranked quarterback and the 6th highest ranked overall player that Duke football has received a commitment from since ESPN began ranking players in 2006. Murphy won both of the games he started for Texas this season as a redshirt freshman. He beat Kansas State and BYU. In those games, he threw for just under 500 yards with 3 touchdowns as he was Texas's starting quarterback with Quinn Ewers down with an injury. With Ewers likely returning next season and Arch Manning the next in line, it made sense for Murphy to try and find an opportunity somewhere else. And he lands at a Duke program that has really been turning a corner over these last couple of years. Here's what he told ESPN about his decision to transfer to Duke. "A place where I can play, continue to get better, and continue to be around great people and great players, and just do what's best for me and my career, where I can get a chance to play. I don't want to be waiting around and see what happens or anything like that. I'd rather kickstart my career while I can." Duke's starting quarterback job opened up once quarterback Riley Leonard entered the transfer portal and transferred to Notre Dame. An article from ESPN says that Murphy spent a lot of time discussing what Duke's offense would look like with new offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer, the former SMU quarterbacks coach. He's expected to install a similar offense that SMU ran under Rhett Lashlee. You can make the case that Murphy was the most talented quarterback that was available in the transfer portal. We didn't see a whole lot of it last year, but he definitely has a lot of potential. Georgia added arguably the best running back that was available in the portal in former Florida running back Trevor Etienne. Georgia is losing its top 2 rushers this year with seniors Deon Edwards and Kendall Milton both leaving, so they had a pretty big needed running back. Those two combined for over 1,500 yards and 25 touchdowns in 2023. We've seen running backs thrive well at Georgia over the years, and it looks like Etienne could be the next great one. Etienne split carries with Montrell Johnson this past season at Florida, and he still had a pretty good season. He ran for over 750 yards and had a team-leading 8 rushing touchdowns. During his freshman season in 2022, he ran for over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns while also splitting carries as well. Etienne will be an immediate help and will join Cash Jones, Branson Robinson, and Lenneth Whitehead in Georgia's backfield in 2024. The Bulldogs are also bringing in ESPN 300 running backs Nathaniel Frazier and Chauncey Bowens, who are both ranked inside the top 10 at the running back position. We see it every season, but Georgia continues to have one of the top running back rooms in all of college football, and it looks like next season won't appear to be anything different. Switching over to defense, Texas added one of the top defensive players in the portal in former UTSA edge rusher Trey Moore. Moore was an unranked recruit coming out of high school and didn't have many offers. He had offers from the Ivy League programs and Army, but he chose to go to his hometown UTSA Roadrunners. He was a freshman All-American after a fantastic debut season. He broke Marcus Davenport's school record with 18 tackles for loss. He had 59 total tackles, 30 solo tackles, 8 sacks, 6 pass breakups, 5 quarterback hurries, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. He took those numbers and somehow got even better in 2023. He was named the American Athletic Conference's Defensive Player of the Year. He finished his sophomore campaign with 45 tackles, including 17.5 tackles for loss. He had a school record 14 sacks to go along with 3 pass breakups, 3 quarterback hurries, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. In his 2 seasons with the Roadrunners, Moore had 140 total tackles, 35.5 tackles for loss, and 22 sacks. He also added 77 quarterback pressures and 47 quarterback hurries. This is just an insane pickup for Texas's defense as they get ready to head to the SEC in 2024. Alabama added a pretty big name defensively as well, as they added former USC cornerback Damani Jackson. He was the number 25 overall prospect and the number 3 cornerback in 24/7 Sports' transfer rankings, so this is quite the get for Alabama's defense. Jackson was a highly regarded recruit coming out of high school. He started 11 games for the Trojans this season after spending a lot of time on special teams as a true freshman back in 2022. He finished the 23 campaign with 33 total tackles and 3 pass breakups. Jackson was considered to be one of the top cornerback recruits of his class, but he just never really lived up to the expectations while with the Trojans. He was a top 15 overall recruit and was the number 2 cornerback of the 22 class. Jackson committed to in-state USC over Alabama and Michigan. He took an official visit to Tuscaloosa in November of 2021, and many thought that Alabama were the favorites to sign him, but USC was able to swing momentum at the very end, and they ultimately got his commitment. The Tide are losing their top 2 cornerbacks to the NFL draft, so adding a highly touted one like Jackson is a huge get for them. We'll wrap up today's video with former Arkansas quarterback KJ Jefferson, who's going to be transferring to UCF. The Knights are losing their starting quarterback John Reese Plumlee, so they were in search of a brand new quarterback. They were originally going after former Coastal Carolina quarterback Grayson McCall, but he chose NC State. Jefferson had started for the Razorbacks since his sophomore season in 2021. During his time with Arkansas, he appeared in a total of 44 games, making him one of the more experienced quarterbacks in all of college football. During that stretch, he threw for just under 8,000 passing yards with 67 passing touchdowns. Not a whole lot of quarterbacks in college football can say they have those numbers underneath their belts. He also added nearly 2,000 yards on the ground with 21 rushing scores. Jefferson's best season came in 2022 when he threw 24 passing touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. He completed 68% of his passes while throwing for 2,700 yards in 11 games. Jefferson also added over 600 yards on the ground with 9 rushing scores as well. His production took a pretty big hit in 2023 as it was a disappointing season for him and for Arkansas. In 12 games, Jefferson only threw for 2,100 yards and had 19 passing touchdowns with 8 interceptions. He did have nearly 500 rushing yards, but had only 2 rushing scores and had his lowest yards per carry of his entire career. We've seen KJ Jefferson look really damn good for a number of stretches over the last couple of years, so maybe a change of scenery will be good for him in his final season of college football. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. Which transfer do you think is going to make the biggest impact at their new school? Also, was there a player that transferred in the last couple of weeks that you think should be featured in a future video? Whoever that transfer is, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.